Hello and welcome back to my diary. It's been about 6 months since the last video I made about something in 3D. I don't even remember what I made, and I've been really busy with work. That's why I couldn't make any videos at all. But on the bright side, it's been 6 months. There has been lots of updates. There's been a lot of research done, more research, and more running around Singapore trying to figure out what to buy and all that. So I'm going to be updating shortly, especially since that we're going to get the keys really soon. I think currently we are in July, and I think we are getting the keys in around October. So it's about a couple of months before we need to start to nail down on what kind of appliances we want to get and all that stuff. So I've decided to jump back in again to YouTube and update all these things. Also, after some feedback from people that were helping me with the Blender series, I kind of realized that it's actually really hard for newbies to start learning Blender. So I'm actually going to create a new series that will help beginners to jump in even faster than before, because before you had to actually model everything yourself. So this time, this series, I'm just going to give you a pre-modeled house, and then you just need to put stuff in. And I think this is the fastest way you can jump in to start to visualize your home for your future as well. And the learning curve would definitely be less steep than before. Anyway, today's update is actually about my ID updates. So we've been doing lots of back and forth with the ID for the past 6 months. It's kind of crazy, but we have finally actually went to the tile shopping. I said shopping because basically we still haven't actually decided what tiles to actually get, but we actually went to Hafary to actually look at all the different tiles, and I started to realize some things which I'm gonna let you know soon about what I think about going to that place. And we will actually have to regroup with our ID again to basically choose the exact tiles that we want. So if you don't already know, Hafary is actually one of the most famous tile shops in Singapore. They import lots of tiles from overseas, and there are many other companies that do that as well. But we actually chose Hafary because our ID was saying that the style of our house is more Hafary would hold the tiles that will fit to the style of our house. So that's why we actually went to Hafary. And right now I'm just gonna cut to the chase and give you the top 2 things which I felt that would have helped our tile shopping if I had known earlier. So first and foremost, number 1, you should definitely go there before your ID takes you there, or to any other tile shops. Go to like probably all the tile shops, or all the big ones at least, because you'll be overwhelmed with so many tiles you don't even know what you want by the end of the time you're there. So it gets more confusing over time. The longer you stay there, the more confusing it gets, because of the amount of tiles that they have, the amount of variation. It's nuts. Like you go crazy. There's too many tiles actually. We went there for like, we thought we're gonna spend an hour. We ended up staying for like 2.5 hours. And you know what's crazy is that when you're done with the first floor, and this is talking about Hafary, basically you can go upstairs, which has a gallery, which they sort of they made this very beautiful place, shows you how to actually design your place using their tiles, and it's very cool. It's a lot of nice sets, different rooms with different design choices, lots of stuff. And so by the time you're finishing your whole rounds on the first floor, and you go upstairs, you see what they do with their tiles in the gallery, you'll be like, damn, I didn't think of this. Maybe I should do this instead. And then you spend like 2.5 hours trying to figure out like damn it, like what should I do? There's so many choices now. So my recommendation is to go there before your ID brings you tile shopping, because it's gonna help you decide on that day, or make a better decision on the day itself when you go down with your ID, because there's just way too many stuff there. And now for the second tip, the most, I think maybe it's probably more important than going down again. I don't know, is it more important? I'm just gonna show you what I have here. So the second most important thing is to bring along an LED light, something like this. So the more important thing is you need to make sure that your light can actually display white color. So something like this shade of color, which is white. Because the problem in Hafary is that the lighting is all over the place. It's completely ridiculous. There's so many different types of lights shining at all the different tiles. You got warm lights like this and white lights both shining on the same tile. And for like darker tiles, like let's say wooden shades or concrete, grays, you can't really make out what color it is actually. You may think that it's a cooler gray, but it's actually a warmer gray in reality. So the lighting is really atrocious over there, I feel, in my opinion. So I would suggest bringing a light like this to actually shine it on the tile to get to see what is the real color of the tile. And using your handphone light will not be enough, because I tried it, it's too small and it's not powerful enough to overcome all the different lights in the studio to shine on the tile. So yeah, definitely bring along something like this. You can get it on like Carousel or something. You can probably get it on like Carousel or something for maybe $40 to $50 for a small one. So I think it's a good investment. You can probably use it to take photos of your food in the future, I guess. But definitely you probably want to have proper lighting, because the lighting there is all over the place. That's all I have to say. And that wraps up this video. Thank you for watching, and I will be adding some clips at the end to show you a bit more about what we saw in Hafary. It's a great place to go to. Definitely one of the nicer tile shops that I've been so far. So do check it out when you have the time before you meet your ID, or even if you don't even have an ID, just go down anyway and take a look at the different assortments. Because with the whole shipping issue and supply chain issue, there's actually lots of tiles that are out of stock, and they don't even know when the stock is coming in as well for certain tiles. So you might want to just go and check all these details before your renovation starts.